Have you ever heard a story where a barefoot boy with no money and no education challenges a billionaire and wins? This isn't a fairy tale. This is a real story of how sharp minds can cut through the arrogance of wealth. In the crowded streets of the city, amidst honking cars and blinding billboards, lived a boy named Armin. He had no home, no shoes, and no one who cared where he slept at night. But what he did have was an extraordinary gift: his mind. While others begged for coins, Armin observed people. He noticed patterns, behaviors, and especially weaknesses of the rich. He understood that money creates pride, but pride often blinds people to their own mistakes. One evening, as the sun melted into the skyline, a convoy of luxury cars passed by. In one of them sat Mr. Samir Khan, a billionaire known for his arrogance and ruthless business tactics. The world praised him, feared him, envied him. But Armin saw a challenge. As the car stopped at a signal, Armin approached, not to beg, but to offer. In his small hand, he held a rough stone. Not a diamond, just a simple stone. He tapped on the billionaire's window. Samir, annoyed, lowered the glass. "What do you want, boy?" he asked with irritation. Armin smiled. "Sir, I have something you've been searching for all your life." Samir laughed. "You think I need something from a street boy?" Armin replied calmly, "You own diamonds, sir, but I own the eyes that can find them before anyone else." Those words, so simple yet piercing, caught Samir off guard. For a moment, he didn't know what to say. Security tried to push Armin away, but Samir gestured them to stop. He invited Armin into his office the next day, more out of curiosity than respect. The next morning, Armin walked into Samir Khan's glass-walled skyscraper. People stared. Some laughed. But Armin's eyes were fixed, not on the marble floors, but on opportunity. Inside the grand office, Samir sat, leaning back, amused. "All right, boy, impress me." Armin took out the same rough stone. "Sir, this is what you and your teams overlook. This stone isn't valuable to you because it's unpolished, but within it lies a diamond. You see failure, I see potential. That's why you need me." Samir's smile faded. He realized the boy wasn't here to beg. He was negotiating. Armin laid out his observations. He described how Samir's mining companies were losing money because they ignored small-time diggers. He explained how a new method of spotting raw diamonds, which he observed in street vendors, could save millions. Samir, a man who'd silenced boardrooms, found himself silently listening to a barefoot boy. Finally, Samir asked, "What do you want in return?" Armin's answer was simple: respect and a chance to prove myself. That day, a billionaire shook hands with a street boy, not out of pity, but out of recognition. Months passed. Armin's techniques began saving millions for Samir's company. He was no longer the barefoot boy on the street. He was now the youngest consultant in a billion-dollar empire. But Armin never wore a suit. He never forgot the streets that trained his mind. In life, resources can build empires, but it's the mind that builds resources. Never underestimate the power of an observant mind, no matter where it sleeps at night. Because sometimes it's not the billionaire who finds the diamond. Sometimes it's the boy who knew where to look.